When most people think about sponsorships on YouTube, they imagine million subscriber channels raking in cash from giant companies, the best way to make coffee at home. Imagine two YouTubers, one has 1 million subscribers, but their audience is scattered, casual, not deeply engaged. The other has just 5,000 subscribers, but every single one of them hangs on to every word, trusts the creator, and shares their interests. Guess which one can land better sponsors? The answer isn't always the big channel. Brands don't care about vanity numbers as much as they care about attention, trust, and fit. That's why you, even with a small channel, can break into the sponsorship game if you understand how the system works. The first thing to realize is this: companies don't sponsor you for your subscriber count, they sponsor you for your influence. Influence is that invisible bridge between you and your audience, the ability to move someone from watching your video to actually caring about what you recommend. When you think of it like that, it suddenly flips the script. You don't need millions of people, you need the right people, and you need to build a relationship with them strong enough that when you mention a brand, they lean in. Now let's dig deeper. What does a sponsor really want? At the end of the day, they want exposure, sales, credibility, and community trust. YouTube sponsorship is basically word-of-mouth marketing at scale. A company could throw money into ads that most people skip, but when you, a trusted voice in your niche, talk about their product, it feels personal, real, and authentic. That's why small creators often have an edge. Their audiences see them as real people, not distant celebrities. They're relatable, trustworthy, approachable, and brands crave that authenticity. Think about it. If you run a small channel about hiking, and you've got just 3,000 subscribers, those subscribers are hardcore outdoor enthusiasts. They're not just casually browsing, they're dedicated, passionate, and eager to gear up for their next adventure. If a hiking backpack brand wants exposure, do you think they'd rather pay $50,000 to get lost in a massive lifestyle channel where only a fraction of viewers care? Or would they rather work with you, the small hiking creator, whose audience lives and breathes the outdoors? Suddenly, your small channel becomes golden. This is why niche is everything. If your channel is about everything, it's hard to pitch sponsors because your audience is too broad. But if your channel is focused, say, vegan recipes, productivity tools, gaming gear, or fitness for busy professionals, you're already positioning yourself as someone valuable to very specific brands. And specific is where the money is. Companies don't want everyone, they want the right ones. So how do you actually start attracting sponsors when you don't have huge numbers? The secret weapon is something called a media kit. Picture it as your YouTube resume. Doesn't matter if you have 1,000 or 100,000 subscribers, what matters is how you present yourself. A media kit is a simple document where you show potential sponsors who you are, who your audience is, and why you matter. It includes things like your channel's niche, your average views per video, your audience demographics, your engagement rate, and even testimonials from your viewers if you have them. Numbers alone don't impress, but telling a brand that 70% of your audience is female, aged 25 to 35, interested in skincare and beauty, suddenly paints a very attractive picture to a cosmetics company. And here's the kicker, many small creators don't even bother making one, which means, by simply having a media kit ready, you already stand out as professional, serious, and sponsor-worthy. Sponsors love working with people who make their job easier, and a clean, well-designed media kit does exactly that. But a media kit is just step one. The real magic happens when you flip your mindset. Instead of sitting around waiting for sponsors to come knocking, you go out and find them. You research brands in your niche, companies that align with your content, and you pitch them directly. Imagine you run a tech channel with just 2,000 subscribers. Instead of daydreaming about Apple or Samsung sponsoring you, you look for smaller startups, maybe a company selling ergonomic keyboards, new headphones, or productivity software. These smaller companies are hungry. They don't have endless budgets for giant influencers, but they're more than happy to invest in micro-creators who bring genuine engagement. And don't underestimate the power of micro-influence. Studies have shown that micro-influencers, those with smaller but loyal audiences, often drive more sales than mega-influencers. Why? Because people actually trust them. Their word feels less like a commercial and more like a recommendation from a friend. That's the energy brands want to tap into. So if you're small, you're not at a disadvantage, you're positioned perfectly for trust-driven sponsorships. Now let's talk strategy. When you reach out to sponsors, never lead with your subscriber count. That's the rookie mistake. Instead, lead with your value. Tell them who your audience is, why they're the perfect match, and how you can help the brand achieve its goals. If you're in the fitness space, Tell a supplement brand how your audience is actively looking for nutrition advice. If you're in gaming, explain how your viewers are always curious about new gear. Make the pitch less about you, more about what you can do for them. But sponsors aren't just looking for audience fit, they're looking for professionalism. That means your channel needs to look polished. You don't need fancy gear or Hollywood-level editing, but your videos should have decent lighting, clear audio, and a consistent brand identity. Your thumbnails, your banner, even your about section should feel cohesive. Sponsors don't want to associate with a creator who looks sloppy. They want someone who represents their product with pride. Think of it like dressing up for an interview. You're showing sponsors you take this seriously. Here's another little secret. Sometimes, the fastest way to sponsorship is not money, but free products. And that's okay. Early on, you might not land big checks, but you can absolutely start with free gear, software licenses, or services. For example, if you're a travel vlogger, a local hotel might offer you a free stay in exchange for coverage. If you're a cooking YouTuber, a kitchenware brand might send you knives or cookware. These aren't just freebies, they're proof of partnerships. Once you've done a few product collaborations, you now have examples to show other brands, and that's when the bigger deals start rolling in. But let's get real for a second. Sponsors don't want you to just parrot their message. They want creativity. They want you to integrate their product into your storytelling in a way that feels seamless. That's why small creators often do better. They can be flexible, creative, and personal. Imagine a camping channel promoting a flashlight. Instead of saying this video is sponsored by Flashlight X, you weave it into your narrative. So there I was, deep in the forest, and the only thing keeping me from tripping over roots was this flashlight. Suddenly, the promotion feels natural, memorable, and effective. That's the kind of sponsorship magic that small creators excel at. Now, another big question. How do you even find sponsors? It's easier than you think. Start with brands you already use and love. If you're genuinely passionate about a product, it shows, and that's what makes sponsorship authentic. Email the company, DM them on social media, or look for influencer marketing platforms that connect creators and brands. Websites like Aspire, Grapevine, and FameBit, now YouTube Brand Connect, are designed to match YouTubers with sponsorship opportunities, and they often include smaller creators. When you pitch, keep it short and sweet. Introduce yourself, mention your channel and niche, highlight why your audience matches their brand, and suggest a collaboration idea. Don't just say, "I'd love a sponsorship." Instead, propose something specific. "I'd love to feature your product in a video where I test the top 5 productivity tools for students." That shows initiative, creativity, and makes it easy for them to say yes. But here's the mindset shift you need. Sponsorship is not begging, it's a business deal. You're offering a service, access to an engaged community, so pitch with confidence. You're not asking for a favor, you're presenting an opportunity. And when you think of it like that, everything changes. Still, there's one more ingredient that separates those who land sponsors from those who don't: consistency. Sponsors want reliability. If you upload once every 6 months, you're not attractive. But if you post regularly, engage with your audience, and show that you're committed to your craft, sponsors feel safe investing in you. Think of it like building a reputation. Every upload is proof that you're serious. And finally, remember this. Sponsorship is a long game. Your first deal might be small. Your second might just be free products. But each partnership is a stepping stone. Over time, you build a portfolio of collaborations, and that becomes your leverage for bigger and bigger deals. Before you know it, you're not chasing sponsors, they're chasing you. The truth is, sponsorship isn't about subscriber count, it's about strategy. It's about knowing your niche, understanding your audience, presenting yourself professionally, and pitching with confidence. Even a creator with 1,000 subscribers can land sponsors if they position themselves right. And that's the beauty of YouTube today. The playing field is wide open for those who understand the game. So next time you think you're too small for sponsors, remember, small is powerful, small is focused, small is trusted. And in the world of brand deals, trust beats size every single time.